You all know her. You know her whether it's inside the ring or outside the ring. And now on her resume, she gets to put that she is an author. And she's about to become a New York Times bestselling author. I guarantee that. So everyone, please welcome to the show, Nattie Neidhart.
Thank you so much for
Nattie.
having me.
Oh my gosh, of course, Nattie.
I'm so excited for your new book coming out, The Last Heart Beating, which is such a beautiful title.
That is such a beautiful title. And you look gorgeous on the cover.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Such a good shot.
But I'm so excited. So is everyone going to be able to hear your story from, when you were a young girl, having a famous father in the Heart Foundation all the way till where you're at now?
Well, it's with the book, I was a little tentative when I started writing the book. I started when you, and as you guys know, because you've written a book, there was a lot of, when I was going through my life, I was like, there's a lot that I'm kind of scared to share.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know if I want to go there. I don't want to say this, or they're not going to let me say this, or WWE is not going to want me to say this, or this might offend this person. And then I just was like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
Write it. Mm-hmm. Just write it. Just say what you have to say. Excuse my language.
No, we don't mind on
we don't
this
mind
show.
Espresso today, but just say what you want to say, and then just see what, just just put it on the paper, and then sort it out after.
Yeah.
And then I would wake up, I would write something, and I'd be like, that's too much. And then I'd wake up the next day and I'd read it again, and I'd be like, oh, you can't put that. And then I'd sleep on it again, and I'd be like, leave it. Leave it. And so when WWE was looking over my book, and they were taking a look at it, because I wanted to make sure that I was comfortable with it, and I wanted to make sure that they were comfortable with it, because I want us to all be on the same team.
Yes.
I want us to all be on the same page, so that we're like, we are a family.
Yeah.
And they were so supportive of my book.
Oh, what a great feeling.
It made me so happy. I was so happy. I was like, they loved it.
Yeah. I love that.
They didn't say, you can't say this or you can't say that. They were just like, they fully embraced it. And it was such a great feeling, because it only reconfirmed that it's so good to be able to share your story. And this book is, yes, there are some things I was tentative to talk about, but I feel such a weight lifted off my shoulders that I'm able to share it. And it's just even with the title of the book, I was thinking, oh, I hope nobody in my family is offended that I'm thinking that I'm the last heart left. That's it's not really it's basically, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Right.
It's meant for me, because I started internalizing a lot of things, and I was like, no, I'm the last one in WWE still wrestling. I was the one that was the least likely to make it as a woman in my family.
Right.
In a male, especially when I was starting out in wrestling in a very male dominated world. 18 years ago when I first got signed by WWE, I was the one that wasn't supposed to make it. When you think about Bret Hart and Owen Hart and Davey Boy Smith and Dynamite Kid and Jim the Anvil Neidhart and Stu Hart, there's multiple Hall of Famers in there. I felt I would never live up to any of those expectations. I was the last one that was supposed to make it, and I'm the one that's still standing. Right. And I have these great stories to tell, and my family's very much honored in it, but I also want to share the imperfections.
You have
because
to.
It makes it so much more relatable. And so in the book, especially stuff with my dad, I end up, discussing and talking about some really personal things that I was able to unlock a lot of those things after my dad passed away. And it really lifted, it helped me kind of sort through trauma from my own childhood, because I didn't know. I didn't understand a lot of the things that had happened to me growing up until after my dad passed away, and we were able to kind of investigate it a little further, and it just made everything make sense. But those are really important conversations that we have in the book that I'm just excited that I get to share them, even though it's a little scary to kind of talk about some of it, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to ruffle feathers. I don't want, it's gonna open up a lot of conversation, but it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great, and I think it's amazing for your dad too to have that, because it explains so much as well. Because Brie and I know the stories, and
yes,
so I'm excited for people to read that, because I think that's fair to your dad too.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it honors him, but it brings so much grace to him.
And how hard wrestling was back in the day, and what the guys were going through being on the road.
And
but I look
football.
at it.
Her dad was an all-star football player as well.
My dad started playing football when he was 11 years old. And then when, my dad's actually excelled in 3 different professional sports. My dad played for the Dallas Cowboys and the Oakland Raiders. When my dad was 18 years old, he was #1 shot putter in the United States.
Oh yeah.
So he really is like the first of that like next in line program. Like, you know, when they were like now in WWE, they're looking at like my dad was like one of the originals.
Right.
So when he was 18, he was #1 in the nation for shot put. He was #5 in the world at shot put. Played for the Cowboys, played for the Raiders, then ended up meeting my grandfather, got into wrestling because somebody said, hey, you got a good look.
Yeah.
And so, they were like, you should try this wrestling thing. And my dad was like, what is it? You know, and then fell in love with it. My grandfather choked him out.
Oh my God.
And my dad, like, this old man choked my dad out, my grandfather, Stu. Like, basically, like, my dad was like, his eyes were bloodshot. He thought he was going to die.
Oh my goodness.
But he had a crush on my mom.
Yeah.
And because my mom was at the Heart House, and my dad was like, "That she's so beautiful." So he kept going back down to the dungeon in hopes of seeing my mom. But my grandfather was like physically assaulting my father. It's in the book.
To be a fly on the wall during that time.
So the thing that made my grandfather fall in love with my dad, that like my dad won my grandfather over, is that my grandfather, got basically choked my dad out. My dad, his blood vessels in his eyes were burst. The next day, my dad went down to the dungeon and he ended up getting my grandfather in a hold and wouldn't let my grandfather out and hurt my grandfather. And so my grandfather was like, yeah, he's a tough son of a bitch.
Oh my God.
And then like 3 months later, my mom and dad were married.
Wow.
Yeah.
He really won your grandfather over.
My grandfather fell in love with my dad because my dad showed him his grit.
Yeah.
We are so excited to have her on our show. Welcome,
Naomi.
To me, you're Trin.
That's right.
Always Trin.
I mean, can you believe that you have a singles match at WrestleMania?
No, I really can't. I'm still like soaking it all in, especially to be this deep in my career and still being able to make waves, stay relevant, stay in the conversation, make history. I mean, for this to be the first ever non-title, non-stipulation match ever in the history of women at WrestleMania. It's never happened. And it's been 19 years since the last match we had. But it was like a stipulation match with Tori and gosh, I forget who the person was, but it was just like a pillow fight match.
Yeah.
Right.
So to still see like that as women in wrestling, we're still like changing things.
Yes.
And, new things and better things for women in wrestling are happening. And just for this all to take off so last minute,
Yeah.
I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah. But it's been a
Doing
really
it.
good. You are doing it.
You're like, shit.
But it's been a really good story. Like with you and Bianca and with Jade, it's nice because you guys have a lot of depth to the story. And then I think it's so cool to see you and Jade really take it from there. And so I'm so excited to watch your guys' match. I mean, has it felt like training and everything has been different going into your WrestleMania match tomorrow?
As far as like, yes, because I've been the glow for so long. And so now I'm having to change and go do a complete 180, with look, gear, moveset, style, like, and that's been kind of like nerve-wracking for me because I was so comfortable in that character and it was me, but now everything has to change. I wanted to change. It should change.
Yeah.
From every aspect of this new layer or new era of Naomi. So I really been like working on that and focusing on that. And sometimes I get a little overwhelmed because
I bet
I do want it to be great. I want it to be good. I want to show depth with this character. And as much as I can't stand her, I also want to give to Jade what she deserves.
Yeah.
Oh.
You've always been a giver.
Always.
Thank you.
You have in wrestling. You always have been a giver.
Thank you.
And you're seeing that, like you are putting her on a pedestal. You're making her a superhero. But you know what? This is the beauty, and this is why your storyline doesn't even need a championship. Like, it's such an intense storyline that in this story, not only are you making Jade a superhero, your character is taken off in a different light too, which has been so incredible. And this is like the magic of wrestling and what we do when both characters come alive and they just grow into these amazing characters. They get on the A line, right? And then I've always thought, and John would always say this, like when you have those stories that don't even need a championship, because there's so much there and people are so invested, you don't even need that. That's for people who need to talk about something. That's what they need, but you don't need that. And so it's been amazing to see. And just even having Nia on before, like you girls have just become such leaders. In this new era of women's wrestling. It's like, it's so beautiful to see because you can tell that you're leading these women into such an amazing direction. And it's awesome. It's like, I like because we still get a feeling of what people love about wrestling, like that character work, but then, well, I mean, you always with athletic ability, like shit. I was like, with me, when I do my comeback, I already have a list of people like I know I can't work. I'm like, nope, and nope. So I was like,
My
I can't
old ass
hang.
can't hang with that.
I'm like, I ain't doing that. Like, no effing way.
Oh no, these new wave of women are
The
next level.
Next level. It's the
Like,
gymnast.
phenomenal.
Oh, they are.
Phenomenal. Like I'm always in awe watching their stuff in matches.
You
I'm just
totally.
like, good.
I'm like, I'll bring the
You do that.
entertainment. You do that. We don't all have to do that. Exactly. I'm like, we all don't have to do that, but you can do that. Right, everyone, please welcome the one and only Nia Jax to the Nikki Brie Show.
Yes.
But Nia, we got to talk about the incredible year you have. I mean, you've had such incredible career, but this past year,
You've shined.
yeah, you have held up that women's division. You've done incredible. I'll admit, I'm sad we're not seeing you this weekend.
Me too.
I selfishly am like, you should be in a match, but we won't go there.
Yeah.
But how has it felt just this past year?
You know, the year that I've had, it's crazy because it's gone by in a blur. You know, it's just so busy, but I've had the most fun I've ever had this year just wrestling. You know, I came back with a different like mindset and kind of just like not giving a fuck. Like, let's just go do what I can do what I do best, you know, just be me. And then I love the fact that I'm coming back to a different division as well. Like we have such younger talent coming up, and then it gives me a chance to like experiment with what I know and like show different like sides of Nia Jax. And so I've been having a blast, to be fair.
I
like,
love that.
you know, missing out on WrestleMania sucks, but at the end of the day, I can sit back and be like, I helped this. Like I helped
You did.
build this. So
Well, and how does it feel now being in the locker room as like a locker room leader? Is it different?
you know, it's funny because I didn't mean to be a locker room leader, but I think because like I sit here, I'm like, I'm still 25. My government age isn't what I really am.
Right?
I feel the same.
Right. But it's like they're younger girls and they have advice. And I'm like, oh yeah, I've been through this, and we've, tours and like random matches and like people that you don't get along with, like I'm able to give them advice. I'm like, this is cool. Like it's a lot more fun. And I really enjoy it. I realize that I enjoy being a helper, like more than being in the spotlight, if that
Totally.
That's great. What's like the number one question, like the girls, sorry, I'll let you speak after. I know we're twins. We like talk at the same time, but what's like the number one thing that the girls come to you for?
Like I know that sometimes, bookings, like, how like you're not on the show and they want to make sure that they don't, like everybody's nervous. So like, oh my gosh, I haven't wrestled or been on TV in a little bit. And I'm just like, listen, I'll tell you this, there's been a time where I'm always on TV and there has been a time when I haven't been on TV. But what you don't want to do is get caught up in the negative. Like you have to just keep doing you and experimenting and trying different things and different looks. And then one day it's going to hit, because what's meant for you is going to happen for you. So don't get caught up in like, I'm jealous of her, or she's getting this. And that's mostly how it is. Like where, sometimes somebody gets a push, and I've been here for a lot longer, and it's like, it's just not your time yet. Sometimes you kind of have to sit a little bit and like marinate. And then all of a sudden one day you're just on everything, and you're going to be like, holy crap, how did I get here?
Totally.
Right.
And I completely agree with you, because that's just like entertainment in a whole, right? It's sometimes it's your character's time or it's your time, and then you need to have what you use that equity. You need to now put someone else up, and then you'll come back around. Your character
always
needs to
comes
take
back around.
a little bit of a break, and you reinvent yourself.
Yep.
And that's what keeps you going for such a long time. And you're right, some people get then caught up, like either want to leave or do all these different things because it's not
mouthy
about
on Twitter.
them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just a bunch of different stuff. And I agree. It's like, no, how now with the equity I just got, how can I help? And to go back to your point with helping and seeing, especially Tiffany versus Charlotte this Saturday, you put that path there. You built that road this past year, and that's Tiffany's going in with such great equity because of the work you guys have been doing for a little over a year, right?
Yeah, she her I think technically debut was at last year's Royal Rumble. And then she was on the road with us like every tour, every live event. Like she really put in the work, and I really like. We had a trip to Australia. It was a 20-hour flight, and she was just sitting by herself, and she's just really quiet. And so I just sat next to her because I could tell, like, it's intimidating. Everybody has their cliques and stuff. So I sat next to her for 20 hours on a flight, and then totally hit it off with her because I'm 25 too. Like, and then she was like talking about total divas, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. It's weird. I felt like it was like a different lifetime.
Oh, I did.
Like when she was bringing up stuff, I'm like, oh my gosh, I did that. Oh, I said that. I'm like,
I know.
Sometimes I'm like, gosh, some of the shit I said, keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
But no, she's very coachable.
Yeah.
She's really good at taking criticism and taking like any kind of like help. She always wants to like do better. So we had fun. It was, Naomi, Bailey, me, we were really like, cause she was on our brand, and we just kind of like we called her our little baby,
Oh, I love that.
I love that.
Well, and because you became such a force to be reckoned with this past like year and a half, you helped me have such a great moment at WrestleMania or at Royal Rumble, by the way. And my number 30 moment wouldn't have been as big if it wasn't for you.
Oh, I got
Get outta here.
It's so true, because how you finished what you guys were doing in the ring, and you were standing there strong, and then my music hit. If anyone else was standing there, I don't think it would have been as big.
Yeah. You
So
just
that
gave me
was
goosebumps.
like, but so thank
was
you,
special.
because you really helped me have that moment, and that was such a cool moment.
It was so
Even though
cool.
Buddy,
I know.
you gotta
I
watch
know.
out. If Buddy sees
Buddy's
you, he's
mad
coming
at you.
for you.
He's gonna beat me up, and I'll take it. I'll take the fall
Do
for
you know
sure.
he still watches all the time, hoping that the finish will change,
Yeah.
like hoping that you don't throw me out.
No.
Yeah.
He literally
That is
every
the cutest
day
thing
he'll
ever.
ask Brian
So
and I,
cute.
can I watch Royal Rumble? And I'm always like, oh, again, okay. And like,
He's like, I think I know everyone's numbers by heart.
Right.
It came out.
I mean, it's wild, but he'll always like ask like, well, why did Nia do that to Dodo? And I'm like, I need to make you a video one time. I need
Please.
Buddy to cut a promo on you.
I
That'd be
swear
really
I can't
cool.
wait to meet him.
And I love it because Mateo looks at female wrestlers and they're just wrestlers. And then when I show him the men, he goes, those aren't wrestlers. And I'm like, I love that you say that. They are. She was born and raised in Chile. So now I already have chills. I know everyone already knows who I'm talking about. And she is literally making waves around the world. So please welcome to our show, Stephanie Vaquer. And when you talk about how you've moved around a lot, because I did know how you were in Mexico and Japan, and that's what I'm so in awe about you, because you have conquered so many different federations of wrestling in different territories, and being a champion of all of those, which has been so incredible to see. And I just love the impact that you've already had coming into WWE.
Yeah, and as I have a long career, 10 years, but long time ago, 7 years ago, I did a tryout for WWE, and yeah, 8 or 7 years ago, I think 7. And I did, but no good. I'm green. I need to learn more. So in the beginning, for me, I feel a lot frustration, like say, okay, WWE is my dream and I'm not ready, but I really want. So I think I started training different discipline and say, okay, I go to Mexico, I go to learn more, and I need to go for all the world, all the planet, and learn different style, and really conquers continent and
Yes.
conquers styles and learn. So the last 7 years, I worked really, really hard. And in Japan, in Mexico, I learned Mexican style. Go to Japan, I learned Japanese style and the Japanese language a little bit. Maybe my Japanese, yeah, maybe my Japanese is better than my English.
Oh, wow. I
And
love it.
yeah, it's weird. I speak more Japanese than English, but and the style, I love Japanese style. So after everything, finally my dream WWE called me, and really, I it's my dream. It's my dream. I really work hard every day, and when I say every day, it's every day for I want to be the best, and WWE for me is my dream, and work hard. Everything before is just one goal. Come here, and now I'm here, so I'm so happy, and I continue work hard.
Yeah. And you see it because you've already had such incredible impact in the women's division, and it hasn't been that long. But what I love about you when I watch you is you have incredible confidence, not only when you walk to the ring, but your presence in the ring. Like, you give a feeling as a wrestler of being in such control. And you could see that in how either the men or the women work, but you're always just so confident in your movement. Like, I'm not going to lie, but I was rooting hard for you the other night. And I was so happy Asuka was back, but then I was so mad when she won. And I was like, no, Stephanie should have won. You were so great in that match. And I like got so lost in it. But I've realized that with you, you and your character and your presence, you really get lost in it. Remember when I was telling you, I'm like, Brie, you have to watch her wrestle. She takes her time. She tells a story. She just has a certain confidence about her. And then your moves are unreal. You could tell you've learned from all these different countries and style of wrestling, and you bring it all together, which makes you so unique and have such great impact.
Well, and I just admire, Stephanie, your work ethic, how hard you work, and the fact, a lot of people, like, if they get rejected, they might think, something else is meant to be. You didn't. You instead went and just like you said, conquered the different countries and territories, and you made something really beautiful and special out of that. And I'll be honest, when I first started wrestling, I almost wish someone told me, like, hey, why don't you go wrestle in Mexico first, go wrestle in Japan, then come back. I honestly, and I'll tell my kids, like, because, having two pro wrestler parents, the one thing I'll tell Birdie and Buddy, if they want to get in the business, I will say, go wrestle in Mexico, go wrestle over in England, Japan, even head to Australia. Because I think there's something about that.
Yeah.
And it makes you a better talent. It makes you all around better. That is for sure. I missed out on all that. Yeah. I'm kind of like, if I could rewind, I would definitely go. Actually, it's never too late.
Yeah. So I have a question. So if you could have any match at Evolution, who would you want to go up against?
Wow. Difficult question.
I know, that's a hard one.
Because many wrestlers, female wrestlers, is amazing wrestlers. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I can't say just one person. And
yeah,
I try to be ready for more experience, or like different kind of matches. But for wrestler, I think everyone amazing wrestler. So
yeah. And
I
do
can
you
say
prefer?
just one.
No, and I agree. That. It's so hard. I mean, even coming back and maybe potentially having a match, I will get asked that too, and I'm like, everyone's great. You can do something with everyone. You can tell a great story. You can have a great match. But I have a question. What do you prefer being, babyface or heel?
Wow. all my career heel, all my career.
That's
And
what I
now
thought,
in
yeah.
WWE, baby face. But I feel good. I feel good. I really enjoy my heel career. But now I feel different because people here, the crown
Yeah.
here, really love me and really love the crown here. So I think now for me, be babyface is perfect.
Yeah.
I really
yeah.
enjoy the babyface now.
I agree. And I have to say that move, the devil's kiss, I mean, that is just everyone loves it. And when you and Rhea had that spot at Money in the Bank, I was like, that's
Well, that's what I was
epic.
gonna say. I feel like you and Rhea should have a match at Evolution. I'd want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcoming back our friend and an absolute icon, Charlotte Flair.
Thanks, Nikki.
Oh, you're so
my gosh.
welcome.
We've come so far.
We really have come so
I
far.
know.
Isn't
You know what's so neat for you, Charlotte, is that you got to be in every conversation where they were bringing a new title. Like you got to be in that locker room when they're like, "All right, now we're bringing the SmackDown's Women's Championship." Now we're, the list where some of the girls now that are coming up, the title's already there. Has every moment that you've had in the last 10 years where they have like elevated this division, have, brought in more opportunity, does every moment just feel the same?
I feel like there's almost more pressure now than there was because before it was the unknown. Now, because it's happened and we have it, it's no longer the unexpected, it's expected. And there's more content than ever. There's a bigger fan base due to Netflix and it being visible worldwide. We've always been a worldwide company, but now there's just more access for different countries. And I think, just speaking for me, because I have done all these things, I feel the pressure of just always wanting to live up to that expectation. And I don't think that ever goes away.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. And I feel like it's also so true just about being a woman. Because when you think of any industry, like even just being a mom, if you want to be a mom and a career woman, well, you better succeed at both because you chose now to do both. And, women, okay, you wanted equality here. Well, you better rise up. You better stay here. So I feel like it's so true because as a woman, just whenever we want what's fair or right, we get the pressure of like, well, we have to make it the best and we have to get the views and the ratings and we need to sell the tickets or we have to be almost perfect. If we mess up, it's like the end of us because I feel like especially in the media, they come down a lot harder on women than they do men. And so I completely agree with you on that. And even just coming back for a little bit so far, I totally know what you mean. You just have this
Under a microscope.
yes.
I mean, whether you're a mom, whether you've been there for 10 years, whether you've had title opportunities, it's just that whether you have no children, it's just a different landscape. And there is, and I think in all sports, I don't think just wrestling, a double-edged sword for females.
Yeah, totally. I could only imagine how Caitlin Clark felt, going to the WNBA and being such a big deal of like, well, I have to keep this going, and it's been nice to see some of the other players, how they've come up. But yeah, it would be interesting when you hear that from the other women. I
what it
agree.
feels like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what it feels like.
Saying all this, it's like only women could handle that kind of pressure,
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, for
I think we're built
sure.
for it.
We're magical.
We are for
We're
sure
magical.
built for
It's
it.
so
We're unicorns.
true. We are. We're unicorns. The way our brains built. You put us in crazy situations and we got it handled. And we could do a lot of things at once. But I think where people get really connected, because we were the same too when we debuted, is they get to watch someone like
Authentically grow.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. And that's how they get connected to you. Now, see what's unfair for you. And I do think it's unfair is like your dad's Ric Flair. So the pressure and already the expectation, like I feel for you, and I actually want to get your thoughts on that, is no matter what, people are going to have some expectation of you. So even on your first debut. So like we were no ones. No one knew of us. No one knew our families.
But you had the twin thing going.
True, we had the twins, but the night we debuted, when Brie walked down that ramp in Pittsburgh, no one knew she was a twin. No one knew.
No one.
That's
And
good.
there was
Yeah.
no social media. So this girl came out in a taquini sewn to workout pants. And they were like, who's
They
this?
thought it was the job. Yeah, they were like, "Oh, local. She's about to job out."
Right. So, with you, it was different because you're Ric Flair's daughter.
Yeah.
So you still came out looking like a star.
Double-edged sword.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, that has to be hard, right?
Yeah, I think where I am today versus over the last 10 years, I wish I could have navigated the pressure better with using it as my advantage. Instead, I had such a chip on my shoulder, like, no, I'm really good. No, I work really hard. I'm really talented. But I think to have taken that bad guy persona to the next level earlier on, I could have been like, yeah, I don't have to do anything. I'm his daughter.
Yeah.
Like just owning it instead of feeling like
Totally.
I had to prove something.
Yeah.
And that's still like a roller coaster that I think I internalized that I don't need to. But he's Ric Flair. Like,
I mean, that's the one thing. It's not like
and he's
one of the
still active.
top.
And
Yeah. I have to say though, right now, I feel like you athletically and shape wise, mind, body, soul, you're in like your best era yet.
that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
I
just
really
watching
feel-
your Instagram. I'm like, oh my gosh, this girl is
sure.
it right now.
But he's here. He's gonna be mad. But Brian Valentine has. I've worked with him the last year. He was there for me every step of the way, from my surgery, my divorce, getting back to work, and just helping me get in that feminine energy.
Yeah.
Because I was in my masculine for so long,
Yes.
says my life coach.
Yeah. Me too, girl. I was
No,
there.
it's just I feel good. I look good. It's the most I've
Yeah.
ever invested in myself,
Yeah.
and only worrying about the future. So I really do feel like whatever is to come will be my best era, just because I know better.
Totally.
And I'm like in my authentic self.
I feel it. Everyone, please welcome one of our faves, Alexa Bliss.
Hello. Hi. Thanks for the intro. That's so nice.
Oh, yes.
I've looked back and I was like, oh my gosh, I've been so many different versions of this character, but each one I think served its purpose for that time period. And, I think it for me, it was always evolving because, you guys know it's hard as a woman in the company to, evolve your character and to keep getting booked and fighting for those spots for matches. And I think for me, I'm like, if I can just keep creating myself, recreating myself, then there's more opportunity to have storylines with more people on the roster, especially now with so many girls coming up, and we have literally every type of woman on the roster now, which is awesome. And yeah, I think for me, it was just more keep evolving, keep changing, and it just opens up more opportunity.
Yeah, and you definitely have done that. And I have to say, it was so fun. Like when I was watching the Royal Rumble, what's your feeling of your reaction when you came out? Because it was
insane.
It was insane, and like I think everyone was so surprised that you were there. But
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
I was surprised I was there. Yeah, I was I was really surprised with the reaction. I remember I was in Gorilla, and I'm just like really nervous. I've got the doll. Jason had just made this jacket and Mandy had made the skirt within like a day. And I'm just like, I had old gear on. I was just like so nervous and just being like, because it's your first match back one in 2 years. And then after having a kid, I like, things don't quite, sit where they used to. They're not where I left
not
them.
at
Like
all.
my hips and like, how my back carries things. Like it's just not, where it was before. And so I was so nervous. And then I was like, what if I don't get a reaction? Like that was my main thing. I was like, what if I don't get a reaction? And I remember looking over and Stephanie McMahon's sitting there and she's like, you're going to be great. They're going to love it. And I was like, okay. And I go out and the reaction, I was so just taken aback and, in the moment of it. I think that was one of the first times I've really just been in the moment on an entrance besides my first WrestleMania, because a lot of times when I'm doing my entrance, I'm still thinking about what's coming next. I'm not really able to, because I get so nervous, and I'm not able to enjoy the moment. And that was one of those ones where I just kind of actually took in the moment, and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. And it was really fun.
Wow, I love that.
I love
So,
that.
so it was short notice that you were there. Like, when did you get the call?
Yeah.
When did you get the call to
I got the call at like midnight the night before.
wait midnight?
Yeah, midnight
No
the night
one saw
before.
her.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. So I got the call at midnight the night before, and it wasn't fully decided until like 4 a.m. And I get a call at 5. They're like, all right, we need you on a plane by 10 a.m. Flew to Cincinnati, drove in, had to cover up, got snuck into a back room. There was hair and makeup. I didn't get there till 4. You guys know how this stuff works, right? I didn't get there till 4. We were first match starting at 6. So I got there at 4. I have someone in there that's like ready to do my hair. I haven't slept because this was an all night process of figuring out. And I hadn't slept. I hadn't eaten. I was deliriously tired. I'm in my house at 3 a.m. with a phone light. So I'm trying not to wake up the baby because my gear is in like next to her closet. And I'm like looking through old gear, being like, all right, well, it could still fit me. And I just like get on a plane, go, and no one knew I was there. Not even, the girls didn't know I was there until I was in Gorilla. No one knew I was there.
I mean,
It was crazy.
talk about being superwoman that you can do that. By the way, I mean, good for you. That's incredible. I have to ask you, Lexi, with your character, is there any like when you? Because I mean, you do so well. Is there anything that you have done on the side or at home that you really put a lot of thought into, or are you constantly like thinking, okay, I need to bring this in, or I kind of want to do a little bit of this? Because I feel like you have so many layers and depth to your character. I mean, it's incredible.
Oh, thank you. Constant research. Constant research. I do acting classes every week with my acting coach, Nacho, and he's incredible. He works with a lot of people in WWE. And a lot of the time, it's just character development. It's doing research on things and what else can I bring into my character. And I learned a lot of that from Wyndham, because when I worked with Wyndham, he immediately, when I was joining his inner world of the Wyatts, he was like, all right, you need to watch this documentary, watch this movie, watch this, research this. And because he had put so much into his character, it made me feel like, okay, I'm going into your world and I'm not going to be the one to mess it up. So I need to do research on my character and build all these layers to my character. And that was something I really learned a lot from him, because when I was doing the goddess persona, that was very much just like people I went to high school with. Like, I was just like, I'm just going to copy like how they acted. And and so then when I started working with Wyndham, it was like, oh, so there needs to be research that goes into this. And it went to a lot of, for the Dark Alexa character, the Playground Alexa, that was a character that was based on, a traumatic event when I got attacked by the Fiend. And for me, it was like, okay, so what happens a lot of times when people go through a traumatic instances, they kind of revert back into a childlike mind state. So like when I was going through my eating disorders in high school, my brain naturally, to protect myself, went back to like a child's mindset. So everything was all Disney and Tinkerbell and all these things. And so that was kind of what I took from that into the Playground Alexa character with Lily and with the pigtails and with the overalls and, wearing the things. And it was like kind of like the movie The Orphan with big comfy couch. And how do you make that as real as possible? And it's reverting back to that to protect yourself from something that happened and from being attacked by the Fiend. Turning into Playground Alexa was the coping mechanism with that. And Dark Alexa was the coping mechanism of the Fiend being burned from Randy and kind of moving past that. And so everything that I've done ever since working with Wyndham has always had a purpose and a place, which makes it more fun and more, intriguing in my eyes, at least. But yeah, so it's a lot of research, a lot of movies, a lot of working with Nacho.
Yeah.
everyone. Please welcome the one and only Saraya.
Oh,
Hey,
thank
girl.
you guys. I've missed you so much.
So, what were your thoughts when you saw them announce that they're going to be bringing back Evolution?
Oh my gosh, it's kind of bittersweet because obviously I'm not there anymore. But then the first one that I did, I couldn't be a part of it because of my neck, but I could do commentary and stuff like that. So I was like, man, I keep missing out on all these like big things that are happening for female wrestlers. And I feel like us three that really helped kind of usher in, I always say it was us. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't care what people say. We lit the match for them people to come onto the main roster and be able to do amazing things, right?
Yeah.
But we were grinding behind the scenes on the camera. I mean, we worked our asses off to make women's wrestling the way it is today. And then and that's not discrediting anybody else, right? Because when these ladies came up on the road, they delivered whatever they were given and whatever opportunities they had, they delivered, but they got to go straight into doing that, which is like, I'm so a little bit, jealous of, because I couldn't do it because of my neck, I couldn't showcase, all the hard work that we just put in.
Right.
So it can be like, a little frustrating, but I'm so happy. I'm kind of annoyed that it took them so long to bring it back. I was like, that's been years now. Like, why have we not done more, more of that? Because I know the girls now, they steal the show every pay-per-view, in my opinion. And that's not being biased because of my gender. I just feel like they just steal the show. Every female wrestler right now is so incredible, and they all have their own like character, like they just, it's so special. So I'm just like, damn, like, I'm so happy that they're finally bringing it back again. And I'm so happy that there's so many freaking female wrestlers that are going to go on there and absolutely smash it. But there is a part of me being like, man, yeah, I do wish I could be a part of it sometimes,
I know. Well, one day, I mean, I was
Yeah.
really hoping that, and still am hoping, I mean, who knows, that maybe we will get a Paige surprise appearance. But I definitely think in the future, Evolution will for sure, like you said, you were a part of that, like a main foundation and fixture in that. And so I think that at one point in the future, it'll only make sense to have you in
all
that.
Of us. Yeah. All
Sure.
of us. So,
And hopefully they make it a staple that it's
Yeah.
a consistent pay-per-view every year so that they can
Yeah.
have fun with it. I mean, the last one was 2018. That's crazy. We're 2025.
Right.
That's 7 years ago. That's bonkers. We could have been doing this reoccurring thing every year, which again, super grateful that the girls are getting the opportunity to do it. But I'm like, man, if only we could have done it like every single year,
Totally.
I agree.
We need, Saraya, we need to go back and make our magic happen in that ring.
I know. I was just talking about you, Nikki, because they always said like, who was like your favorite opponent or whatever, and because we were married to each other for so long.
Yeah.
Like we were constantly wrestling, dude. Like even if it was on live events, if it was on like the pre-shows, main events, or whatever, or when we got taken off of Mania and we did our Mania match on like main event or whatever it was. We were like married to each other to the point where we went into that ring and we didn't have to plan anything. We were just like,
No.
okay, like we'll do this, whatever, this is the finish, and then it was so easy, and it was always so easy, and it was just never
right.
stressful. Yeah. And so I always loved just like, I always say that to people, and everyone got mad at me at one point. They were like, what about AJ? And I'm like, you don't understand. I love AJ. I loved our storyline, right?
Yeah.
But I was with you for so much longer.
Totally.
Like we had like the Bellas against me for a long, long time, So it's just like, it's just different. It's different.
I agree. That's how it is with some people in the industry. Like Brie and Becky always made magic happen, and those two had their little special thing always when they were. But you and I, it was always fun and easy, and we brought out the best in each other and our characters.
Yeah.
And that's like when it's like really cool. It's like, yeah, you'll work with some people who are like super over and you're close with, and you're like, oh wow, amazing. But it's just different. The chemistry is different, with people.
It is. And we always wanted to like you said, bring the best out in each other. And like there was never any push pull about how the match should go. It's just like, okay, like I want to get your shit in. Like, you'd be like, okay, I'm going over. Let's make you shine a little bit extra today, or vice versa. It was like, there was never any selfishness there. It was just so it was so easy, dude.
I know.
I miss those days. I miss that era, honestly, of when,
Me too.
back then. It was so fun. It was so fun.
It was so fun. That's like, I kind of want to bring like those feels back, because I return just more of like that storytelling where we could get catty or have fun, like what women can do, what like men can't. Because I thought that was always fun with women wrestlers. Like you can have a badass match, but then the stories we get to tell with it can be like really catty and fun. And this is part of being a woman that makes it like, magical.
Makes us different too. I love that as well. I love that. I actually recently just watched a match actually with Brie. Remember when we had that match and then Kane came out of the canvas and was like dragging you under? I was just watching that recently. I was like, oh my God, that was such a fun match. It was really cool. I was like, damn, I missed that era.
I
missed
do
that era
too.
so much.
That was so fun. Oh my gosh. That's why we got to bring it back. Well, I've said, like, I just see, especially with some of us with the Total Divas, of like when you see the success of, and just like that with Sex and the City, like, so we're all doing so many different things now in our new eras of life. That would be so cool to bring it all back together with all of us. It would just be a lot of fun. And I think it would be a huge success as well.
For sure. 100%.
100%.
Total Divas reunion. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. And even if not, then let's just all meet in Napa or LA and just do our own damn reunion.
Yes.
We need it. Not only is she making headlines, she is making history. So everyone, please welcome the one and only Jade Cargill.
Yeah. So I have to ask you, when you came to WWE, you made a huge impact. I mean, your confidence, the power you had when you came out. What did you have to do to have that aura in the ring? What was like the key thing building that?
She is the aura.
Oh, thank you.
You know that word is so overused now. It's kind of crazy.
It is
like
crazy how overused it is now, yeah.
I feel like it's something that I had growing up. And just being able to instill that feeling and that message, I was like, I'm going to go out there. They're going to like it regardless of what I do. And if they don't, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel when I go out there, because we work so hard. We prepare so hard. You have to go out there and just deliver at that point.
Yeah. And when you came to WWE, I mean, you were thrown into a main storyline. I mean, what did you like?
Oh my gosh.
I have to say, mentally and physically, what did you do to prepare for that?
Training.
Yeah.
Lots of training at the PC, talking to Hunter, talking to my colleagues, trying to get their advice, because what we do is not easy.
No.
And to be on such a big stage with such phenomenal women, it took a lot of grace.
Yeah.
It took a lot of understanding, and it took a lot of patience.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like too, you're definitely born with it. Like,
thank you.
I got to tell you, you're very rare. You have this presence. Well, one, God was like, okay, so this is what I'm gonna do here.
He said not too much. I can't dance. So he said not too much.
But I mean, like, when I look at like your body, your face, your presence, I'm like, this is literally like a superhero, gorgeous, sexy superhero that's like living day, like not fake, but real. Like, you just can't stop looking at you and being like, oh my gosh. Right. So you were born with it, but then you're delivering on everything with your talent and then what we have to train to do. But I want to kind of take it back, because I didn't realize you were a D1 basketball player.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
See?
And D1.
And yeah, exactly. Division I is not easy. What position did you play and how was that?
So I was a combo guard my first 3 years. And then we had a new coach, and I played post. And I'm 5'10", so I was like, you guys want me to play post? Okay. But I can jump out the gym. So it just worked out. I did very well. I was very cocky, so that helps out a lot with what we do.
I love it.
But I tell you what, if I was coaching me, I would have kicked me off a long time ago off the team. But I love what I do. Is just kind of transition into all this and just bringing that cockiness, that eagerness, and that fire.
Totally. Well, I was the same way as a soccer player.
Ooh.
I was very cocky.
Both of us.
I'm the
Well,
same
actually, I wasn't
way.
cocky.
I got in trouble with my coach a lot. But I feel like I brought that in. And then playing those sports, because I feel like with soccer, we both took like footwork into it. Do you feel like basketball, like, because you guys were the same way, running backwards, like, has that helped you in the ring?
Yes. And I feel like if you can play a college sport,
Yeah.
you can do anything.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like your mom isn't there. No one's there to hold your hand. You have to go out there. My coach used to lay it in on us, and we just had to take it.
Yeah.
And I took everything as a challenge. Just like wrestling. When people tell me I can't do something, bet I'm going to do it twice.
Yes.
Like, that's me. I love a challenge,
it.
and that's where I get it from.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's great. Well, something else I was blown away. So is it a degree with child psychology?
Yes.
I mean, a degree in child
I
psychology.
mean, how did we not know all this about you?
Yeah.
But with going back to child psychology, did you use your degree at all, or did you go straight into sports, or did you
2 years.
Need to know. 2 years.
So I did it for 2 years, married, had my daughter, became a stay-at-home mom because I worked with 70% of foster kids. And working with foster kids, I'm about to get emotional.
I know.
Like, working in that system, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
working with foster kids, it like takes a lot out of you. And like, I'm from the country, so we're all raised up together. We work together. My neighbors can, if I get in trouble, my neighbors can punish me. Like, that's where I come from. I'm not used, I live in Atlanta. It's a city. And I've had kids where like they were trying to commit suicide at like 5.
Oh my God.
Like, I dealt with a lot of my kids were abused and raped. And, you know, when I was pregnant with my daughter, I'm like, she's going to be born into such a blessed situation, you know? And to have these kids just to be born into situations that are uncontrollable, I wasn't mentally mature at the time. I was 25 and I had to leave it. And I was like, you know what? I'll pick it up later.
Yeah.
Like, not right now. I'll pick it up later. It's something that I'm not ready for.
Right. Yeah.
But
So
you know
I
what's
did it for 2 years.
That's incredible, by
Yeah.
the way.
You have to
Thank
have
you
a heart
that.
for stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
do.
it takes a lot.
And I feel like as WWE superstars, you guys, you can still give to kids. It's really incredible how kids will look up to WWE superstars and feel inspired and know they can get through anything. And so thank you for that, for giving your time. And having that degree had to help being a mom.
Oh my gosh, you can't apply it to your kids though. It's
Oh, you can't? Darn
you don't
it.
know what you're gonna get. It's like a box of chocolate, right? Like, I'm thinking I'm going to, like, she's gonna be my daughter's great. She's amazing, ball of energy, but she's 8 going on 13 right now. So it's like,
I know that.
you know, like, I'm like, this isn't. I was a tomboy growing up. I ran around barefoot, jumped off houses into lakes, like did all that crazy stuff, played with the boys, girly girl. And I'm shocked because I'm like, no, let's wrestle. And she's like, no, mom, like, I don't want to wrestle.
Oh my gosh, that's
What
burn.
is happening? You don't know what you're gonna get. So I don't apply it to her at all. If anything, I am taught who I am as a woman.
Yeah.
And I'm learning who I am every single day, being patient, understanding. I listen more than I talk. And, you know, it's something new every single day.
From big in-ring moments to her big personality, not to mention her fashion sense that is a chef's kiss.
Oh, it is.
Do you know what I mean? So everyone, please welcome Maxxine Dupri. Oh, right here. Yes. Hey, girlie.
Hey.
There you go. Maxxine.
Oh my God, girl.
Learning from Nattie has to be the best. How has that been working with Nattie?
I just texted Nattie the other day because I feel like so much of my career I've just been in this like survival mode.
Yeah.
I'm like thrown in the deep end, like I just have to get through this. And I'm finally in this place where I'm like falling in love with getting better and learning new things, and like learning from her and TJ just like melts my heart. Like I just leave so excited, even after 3 hours of dripping in sweat.
You know what I mean?
It's been so awesome.
I love it. So what would be like a dream SummerSlam match for you? Like if you were on the card tonight, what would that look like?
Well, of course, it'd be me and
right,
Nikki.
baby.
We'd be tagging, and Brie would have to be there too, of course.
Of course.
You can be our manager.
Okay. I'll be under the ring, so in case they need me.
We need a little twin magic.
magic.
You know?
Yes, and we'd be bringing home those women's tag team titles.
Yes. I like that.
I love that.
Yes.
But I love seeing what you and Nattie have been doing, because I feel like you guys are really becoming a great tag team.
Thank you.
Like, you
It's
got to
been
get in
so
this
fun.
division and start
I know.
fighting for those titles.
Yeah, we're clawing our way up.
Good.
You know, and that's always the best way, because once you get that achievement, I feel like, you know, when you earn it.
Yeah.
It just feels so good when you get there.
I agree.
So tell us, like, what made you want to get into wrestling? Just, I mean, I know some of them know, but for also our Nikki and Brie listeners who are tuning in, tell us about that journey.
You guys are looking at them.
You know? Which is kind of fun to talk about.
Yeah, I was a dancer, so I did NFL and NBA. And in high school, I fell in love with Total Divas. Like, and the best
Yes,
show, the best show. So good. My grandpa was a diehard Monday Night Wrestling fan, and I literally did not know that we were watching the same product. Like, I was just like, no, I'm just watching these, like, hot girls, you know, fight
do our
sometimes.
thing,
Like, I
yeah.
don't know. I love them. And I started, like, realizing what it was, and then my now fiance, he was a childhood fan, and it just kind of became this, like, fun joke of, like, wait, I kind of love to do that.
Yes.
And so I applied a bunch online, heard nothing, and then I ended up emailing my modeling agent, and then I got a tryout at SummerSlam 2021 in Las Vegas.
Wow.
And got signed and moved 30 days later, and I've just been on the
My
hamster wheel
gosh.
since.
Yeah. I love that. And then you meet the love of your life.
Yeah, we actually met before this. This
Oh,
was
you
crazy.
did?
We've
No
been together,
way.
No, so we've been together since 2019.
Wow.
2018 and 2018. Yeah, so it was kind of his dream. I kind of stole it. I did the tryout, got signed. He was playing football, and then he kind of watched my journey, and he was like, okay, I think I'm ready. And then he got a tryout and got signed, and
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize it was
Yeah.
like that.
That's awesome.
That's right. And wedding date?
December 31st.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay,
is
the
so
mean.
cute.
Is there a meaning for it? Like,
It's on a Wednesday, so I don't have to miss work.
oh, nice.
That's how we all got married. I feel like everyone has their
Everyone.
anniversaries usually like after WrestleMania.
Yes.
I feel like that's when like all wrestlers got married. But
Right.
that's hilarious. Now, where are you guys getting married at?
Naples, Florida. On the
And don't ask for exact locations, Brie.
Are you doing it at the Four Seasons? Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Right? Don't.
I like Naples, Florida.
It's
Naples is,
beautiful.
I have to say, you know what's been amazing to see is being back. You guys, the fans have been so incredible with the women.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, like honestly, you guys have, you all have been the main part of changing the game for the women.
For sure.
Just coming from the past and being here now and hearing how loud they are for the women and giving them a, like, you deserve a chance or this is awesome.
Yeah.
And I've been like just blown away in the back, like, oh my gosh, they're making it even better.
Yes.
And I have to say it, like, literally the women are the best part of the show. But it's a lot with the fans
sure.
too, because you guys are so amazing too. So it's like where we back in the day used to know the arenas that were like great. It's like
Now you're like
everyone-
every crowd
Everywhere
is
crushes
great.
it.
yeah, because
Which is amazing.
yeah, last night they were on fire.
Yeah.
You know, Monday night they're going to be on fire. I know tonight they're going to be on
Yes,
fire.
they are.
So we were talking about the female matches earlier.
Yes.
So what are your predictions for tonight?
Oh, okay. My eyes are definitely on the women's tag team title match.
Oh, of course.
I bet.
And I'm torn on which way it's gonna go.
I know,
I'm really,
right?
really torn, and I'm in a weird way rooting for both. Like, I would love to see
Yes.
Charlotte and Alexa in that position, and
Yeah.
I think it would be so cool for our division. But I want Nattie and I to face Raquel and Roxanne.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I want them to keep them titles because I want to take.
You
want to
end the
Yes.
streak?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
So that I'm like a little torn on. And then we have Tiffy Time and Jade. And this is another one I'm torn on because I signed around the same time as Tiffany. And we had like so much fun together. And I've really just seen her blossom. And she's such a star. And it's so cool to see all of that and watch her on this huge stage.
Yes.
So like selfishly, I just am like a little cheerleader in the corner. But Jade's a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And Jade might give her a run for her money.
I think
I
so.
agree.
We just had Jade on the podcast the other day, and I was blown away by her.
I listened. It was incredible.
Yeah, I've never
Oh,
actually
thank you.
got to really sit down and chat with her. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need more time with her.
Yeah.
Like have
Right.
some wine and
Yes, so
really
much
pick her
depth.
brain.
So
Yeah.
much. I love when you get to know people's layers.
Yes.
And right. And I love too, like, it's funny because I've noticed there's been this trend on Twitter of like all about aura. Like if you,
Yes.
it's like either you have cunt or aura, which I'm like,
what?
No, Brie, cunt is like a good thing
Yeah.
now.
Wait.
Didn't you
Yes.
see JLo post it?
It is.
No, I'm not that old.
It's kind
and
of
I
like
don't know
equivalent
this.
to like Slay.
Yeah. Cunt
Well,
is the
I'm
new
happy I know
slang.
because if someone said that to me walking into the stadium, there might be an issue.
Yeah. No,
But
it's
okay.
okay. By the way, it's a good thing now. But if
Yeah.
someone says it in a certain way, I don't know. And it's always been that way in Europe, right? They're always like
Yes.
people saying it. But I think of like all the women that are on tonight, and especially when I think of that championship match, the singles, like talk about aura between both of them, Tiffany and Jade.
Absolutely.
You know those entrances are going to be so
I
epic.
can't wait.
Oh my God, they're gonna be fire. It's gonna be
Right?
exciting. But
Okay,
I will
wait,
say,
can I ask, one more thing too. How do you guys think Jelly Roll's going to do
I was just
tonight?
gonna bring that up.
I'm so excited.
Right? Okay, are you fired up? Like, obviously he's been at the PC all week.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Bro,
so
right,
excited.
Jelly? He's amazing.
Not even just all week. He's been there for like months.
Oh,
We went for
months.
NXT a few weeks ago, and he was there all day. Like
Wow.
he's in love with this.
Wow.
So it gives me
okay,
chills.
me too. I got chills
So
too.
I'm really excited to see what he does.
I am too.
And I'm also really excited for the host, Cardi B.
Oh, I know.
Ooh, I know.
I'm
'cause
such a fan.
did you see her on Twitter today taking back everything she's ever said about any woman wrestler? Because she goes, "Wait, I found out how tall they really are and how big." She goes,
Stop. I love
I don't
it.
want there to be any issues. I'm like, well, you already said it.
No, she saw what happened to your titty, and she's like, oh,
Yeah, she's
no,
like, I'm
I
out.
can't.
I'm out.
She's like,
You guys.
I shake my goods.
How
for a
was
living.
it? I wrestled like for 11 years and didn't do it once. And now I
know.
knew it the minute it happened.
You
And then
knew.
I had to live through this. And then my sister had to tell the world. I go, I'm never going to live this down.
what
now.
I'm here
It
for.
had to happen
you
to
know?
me. And now I'm going to just be the, thank you. You know, like I'm just going to be the implant girl that like
We love that.
possibly got it popped thanks to my sister.
There we go. Nikki
Thank you.
Titty. Oh my gosh.
Can you guys please chant that in
Let's put
Brooklyn
that on a
when I'm
shirt.
out there?
Please, Nikki.
I think appreciate it. I think it actually deserves its own chant.
It was
does.
kind of like me. How did I lose my shoe? And Nikki's like, how did I lose my titty?
It happens to the best.
Happens to the best of us.